Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. We're going to give folks just a few moments. Hi, Tina. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Can you hear me okay in the chat? Just let me know that. I am also going to go live into LinkedIn in just a moment, but I'll give folks a minute to get in because oops. Oh, that's right. I can't use this. Just go with the flow. Hi, Tina. If you could just acknowledge that you can hear me and you can see me okay. I'll look in the chat. Okay, if you can hear me. Just testing. Oh, I can see your voice isn't on either. So I'm assuming that's why you can't hear me. But that's okay. I am just changing my video so that I can also okay, let me admit you again. Hi, Tina. I just wanted to make sure you could hear me okay. And I am actually going to get started in just a minute. I just wanted to be able to also go live on LinkedIn. So hang on just a moment. So let me just look in the chat and see if you can hear me okay. Excellent. So I don't have your video, but that's okay. I know technology is great when it works. So let me just see here. All right, I thought I had Okay, I am live on LinkedIn. Well, hello everybody. I wasn't sure. I've been kind of bouncing around, but welcome to our Lunch and Learn. I'm Deborah Owens, America's Wealth Coach and founder of WealthyU. So, for those of you who are going to join us in Zoom, that's fantastic too. I am going to go on to speaker view so that hopefully all of you can hear me and see me okay. And so, with that in mind, I am going to get started. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Legacy Wealth Lunch and Learn. I'm excited to be here. And each month, on the first of the month, I'm committed to bringing you knowledge about Wealthy You and what we do. And so today I'm going to be sharing very briefly a presentation on our secrets of successful women. And to just set the stage, the reason why I like sharing this information is because at Wealthy You, we have trained thousands of women, and in fact, we focus on women of color and Black women specifically. And the reason that I focus and we focus on Black women is because there are so many challenges around overcoming obstacles to financial success. And quite frankly, so much of it is access to information. And so, what I'm going to be sharing with you today are just briefly some insights on what I discovered in the work that I do, and also what's interesting and why I think this is so timely is because I was looking at a CNBC report, and one of the points they make is that post-pandemic, that the wealth gap could get even wider. And part of the reason for that is the lack of ownership of stock investments in Black households. I think I saw the statistic recently that said that 55% of Black households do not own any kind of stock investments outside of their retirement plan. And so, what I've learned in my work is that um, the wealth gap is not only not earning enough, not getting access to opportunities, but for Black people, Black women, and specifically, a lot of it is access to the knowledge of how to invest and build wealth. And so that really is the mission of Wealthy You, and that really is to get access to the information that you typically will not learn in your formal education, because most of this knowledge is inherited. Either a family member has the knowledge and they teach it to you, or you have some type of relationships with an investment firm, a private banker, a client manager that really helps you to manage your assets. And so today, what I'm going to be sharing with you are some insights on the secrets of successful women. And all of the information that I'm sharing with you really is from the research that I've done for my published works. My book, A Purse of Your Own, captured a lot of this information, but really bringing it forward, I'm going to be sharing some real life examples of the information and when it is applied and the success of women who apply that information. So let's get started. Feel free to make any comments in the chat. I won't be able, of course, to answer them now, but I will come back and answer them after the presentation is over. So let me just bring up my slides, and we can get right into the presentation. Okay, so here we go. So hopefully you can all see my presentation, and topic today are the 7 wealthy habits of successful women, elevating your financial growth so you can achieve financial independence early and create a legacy. So let's see if we can get these slides moving in the right direction. Perfect. So a little bit about me. I'm Deborah Owens, also known as America's Wealth Coach, and I teach women how to build their first investment portfolios to 7 figures and beyond. I've been featured in a lot of media, and what I'm really, really excited about is we just launched our new show on the Black Star Network called Get Wealthy. And so, what I'm going to really share with you today is the framework for the work that we do, which are the 7 wealthy habits. And those are the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of financially successful women that I captured in the book, A Purse of Your Own. We now use that book as a curriculum for all of the work that we do in WealthyU and all of our different programs. However, after doing this research, one of the important things that needed to happen was that there be some kind of result. And initially, my goal was to financially empower 1 million women. But what became really, really clear is that it wasn't enough to just give the information, that what people really need is accountability and support. And they also need a system through which they can apply these habits and have a similar outcome. And so since launching WealthyU in 2015, this is our legacy wealth accelerator system that optimizes and is the application, if you will, of when you adopt these wealthy habits and you put them into our framework, mindset, strategy, and execution, that it produces a result. And what we're really excited about is that thousands of women have applied these concepts. We're featuring them in our program, Get Wealthy, and their result as they adopt these different behaviors and begin to apply them to in real life. So if you're here, I'd love for you to just introduce yourself in the chat or introduce yourself in the comments and just give us a sense of what made you want to attend this presentation. You know, we clicked and we basically are doing lunch and learns every Wednesday. And so I'd love to learn, you know, what attracted to you. Perhaps you're just seeing me live on LinkedIn. I'd love for you to just share what about the topic interested you. Okay, so here's some of the archetypes, if you will, of women that we found in WealthyU. And one is the high achiever. You've checked all the boxes: college, career. Many of you are on the management track. You're earning over 6 figures and are investing in your 401k. Your 401k has grown and you want to learn how to invest beyond your 401k. And many of you have financial advisors now, but sometimes because you may not understand some of the concepts that are being presented to you, you're unsure about the advice that they're giving you. The other women that often join WealthyU are women who are the first in their family to start, to have a professional career, to become the high earner, if you will. And, you know, some of the challenge with being in this situation, myself included, is you often feel obligated and you become the kind of family banker, the one that everyone comes to because they feel like you're doing well. And you have basically, you know, some discretionary income that you can help them with. And, you know, even in spite of your high income, you're not really sure if you'll have enough to retire. And you may be wondering, are there investment strategies that you can use to reduce your taxes? Because, you know, new level, new devil. Once you start earning more, you pay more in taxes. And you may be wondering, will you have enough to retire? Will you be able to achieve financial independence? And then the other woman often that uh, comes to Wealthy You is an entrepreneur, someone who's perhaps left a corporate career and all of the cushy benefits that would go along with that. And certainly that is me as well. I see myself reflected, and at different stages and different times, you may be able to relate to this. Though, you have to be able to create your own benefits as a business owner. And sometimes your plans are sitting with that other employer and you're not quite sure what to do with it. And the question becomes, like, can you bet your future on, somehow eventually selling the company, or should you diversify your assets? That's the question many entrepreneurs are asking. And so one of the things that we focus on in Wealthy You is that it all begins with mindset. And the truth is that most of us have a middle class mindset or an income mindset, because that's really the financial success roadmap that we were given. And that just says, if we continue to earn more, earn more, that eventually that would lead to financial independence. But what we never were taught through our formal education is actually how to build wealth. And that is how to turn our income that we're earning into assets that eventually will be able to create the income that we'll need to achieve financial independence, and also to be able to take care of ourselves during our retirement years. And so here's what I realized is that the reason that all the attempts at financial independence that you may have tried in the past is because you're operating with this blueprint that really is obsolete and, quite frankly, was never really designed to achieve financial independence. If you think about it, the whole middle class financial success roadmap, particularly that I was given by my parents, was get a good job. I mean, first get your college degree, then that college degree would allow you to earn a lot of income, and you'd be with a great company, and they would have a pension, and then that would be the way that you would achieve financial independence. Well, that game has changed for so many of you who are working. I know you don't have a pension at all. That all you have is that employer sponsored plan, and because we don't stay in one role, we have to take those assets and continue to invest them. And oftentimes, you don't know how. And, what I just described really is that the financial success blueprint that used to come with the fully funded employer sponsored pension plan really never was designed to create intergenerational wealth. It taught you how to earn an income to pay for expenses in your lifetime. And shifting to a wealth mindset will allow you to experience real freedom, the kind of freedom that you're no longer trading your time for money, because you're taking your income and you're turning it into assets, whether it's in stocks that pay dividends, whether it's in mutual funds, whether it's in income producing real estate. In order to achieve that kind of financial freedom that you desire, you have to make the shift from this income mindset to this wealth mindset. And so how do you make the transition from an income to a wealth mindset so that you can really create transformational wealth that you can pass on to your family? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you in the brief time that I have with you today. So if you didn't catch my the first episode of Get Wealthy, look on my LinkedIn profile, because it in her own way, she shares how, using the knowledge from Wealthy You, she was able to increase her net worth by multiple hundreds of thousands, refinanced her home, and now is achieving that level of financial success that she desired and deserved, simply because she shifted from just earning a high income to understanding the need to make investments outside of just your 401k so that you can build real wealth. And then here's another one of our WealthyU students who great career, and yet had never ventured out into anything other than her 401k. And now, in just a couple of years, she's learned how to manage her portfolio. She's opened a brokerage account on her own and is making real progress because the only thing she had to do was shift from thinking that, oh, my career or my employer plan is going to take care of all of my needs, to understanding that she really had to take ownership of her financial success. And then finally, I alluded to entrepreneurs like myself who, you've been working for a company, and that certainly was Lori Sells' situation. And if you tune in to Get Wealthy, you're gonna hear a lot of these firsthand, real life, in their own words, to not only managing her former assets from her 401k, established a 401k for her family, meaning that if you are self-employed, it's something that you really, really need to do. And then as an entrepreneur, one of the ways that you can really add value to your employees is by establishing a retirement plan for them as well. And so the point is, if you're a high achieving professional woman, entrepreneur, pre-retiree, or retired, it's time for you to achieve this level of financial success. So in the comments, if you would tell me, like, have you determined what your financial independence goal is? Like, how much do you need to have in retirement assets, or not only retirement assets, but even outside of that, in overall game plan, what is your number? Where in WealthyU, that's one of the first things that women are charged with doing, and that's really identifying what is the gap between where they are now and what you're going to really need to achieve financial independence. And here's what I know is that many people haven't even attempted to figure that out. They are just kind of hoping that everything will work out. And one of the things that I share in WealthyU is that it will only work out if you make it so. And the first step in doing so is figuring out what your financial independence goal is. So that's what I wanted to kind of cover in this Lunch and Learn. Like, what is the way that you can really accelerate your financial growth and have the same kind of outcome that many of the women in WealthyU have had? And so it all begins with mindset, strategy, and execution. Getting back to the framework of our work is the 7 wealthy habits, and then the system of applying those habits and achieving the kind of results that you want really begin here. And I'm not going to go over that again, but that's basically what I explained. So the first part is mindset, making the shift from an income to a wealth mindset. And so what's required is that you almost get rid of many of the myths, and I call them myths, but a lot of the beliefs that we have about how to really achieve financial independence won't lead there. I mean, I had to learn it myself personally, and it certainly is in all of the work that I've done for over 2 decades now, has become really clear that the conventional financial success roadmap is outdated, obsolete, and ineffective, because certainly Social Security isn't going to be able to, you're going to be able to take care of all of your financial goals with just that. But the truth is, our parents had pensions, and those pensions were fully funded by the employer. And when you left your employer, you would get this nice check every month. My parents certainly retired with pensions, but they weren't near enough of what they needed. And so the myths are that more education equals more income. The fact is that particularly Black women are carrying much more debt than any other segment, that more income equals more wealth. The fact is that far too many people are savers and not investors. So your money doesn't grow. And then more risk equals potential loss. And when in fact that you taking no risk at all is the greatest risk. And then finally, that investing equals high risk. And the truth is that the more debt you take on, the more it's going to delay your ability to start investing in your 401k because you're having to service that debt. The truth is that income must be turned into assets, that you must take your savings or your discretionary income and invest it in assets that are going to grow. And then finally, you cannot save your way to wealth. You must take calculated risk. And so that calculated risk means that you have the ability to actually evaluate and understand what the trade-offs are, right? Like, if I invest in this, how much risk am I taking? And are you comfortable with taking that risk? And that only happens when you become more knowledgeable about it. The other is strategy. So you have to identify your unique investment opportunity levers, and they're different for everyone. So the myths that you may have been given are that you're a passive saver, that you're just focused on earning more income. And the truth is you've got to be able to turn that income into wealth, that maybe you've been told just invest to your employer match and keep the rest. Or maybe you'll be told, oh, I'll just get a financial advisor and that'll take care of everything. Or the other myth is that investing is too complicated. Well, here's what I know to be true, is that you have to be an active investor. And an active investor doesn't mean trading. It means that you've got to be an engaged investor, that you must learn how to turn your income into assets and invest in your 401k and build an investment portfolio outside of that. Invest in all asset classes, because that is true diversification: stocks, real estate, options, etc. And you must be able to monitor your financial advisor and evaluate their performance. And then finally, create a wealthy system. I mean, left to our own designs, it's that someday. I heard on another program on the Black Star Net Worth yesterday, my good friend Jackie Hood Martin had a time management person, and it's like someday isn't on the calendar. And so what you do is you set yourself up for success, and you do that by creating a wealthy system. And so the myth is that eventually a financial advisor is going to recommend everything for you, or you're going to pick just a little target date fund, and if you, based on when you're going to want to retire, that'll take care of everything. There are now robo advisors where you do a questionnaire and they do it for you. And then some of you are, reading a book and saying, I'll do it myself. Well, the truth is that you've got to take responsibility. You have to increase your financial acumen. And that's really what de-risk your strategy, because you understand and you won't be emotional when the market goes up and down. When you diversify in all asset classes, even the new cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, not that you're going to put every dollar that you have in it, but you must be willing to learn and understand how it all fits in your portfolio. But you have to build a team of advisors for taxes, for estate planning, for real estate, and a financial advisor. And you have to focus on creating legacy wealth. And that means creating wealth that you won't outlive, that creates an estate. And so each strategy on its own is powerful, but combined, what we have found in WealthyU is that you're unstoppable. So when you put these three things together, it acts almost like a flywheel. It becomes interdependent. You need each piece because that is what really creates the momentum and accelerates your financial growth. So the reason why they're interdependent is because you could have this wealthy mindset and say, I'm going to shift, I'm no longer going to believe that myth. But if you don't actually know how to analyze and research investments, then your money's not going to grow. Or you can have a strategy, but if you have an income mindset, you'll avoid taking the risk. And we see that all the time in Wealthy You, where people come to the training, but they're never applying what they're learning. And that brings me to execution. Execution is you understand how to analyze and optimize your portfolio, but if you don't actually apply it, I got ahead of myself there, then it won't work. And so the key takeaway is that if you're missing any one of these critical pieces, it won't work. But you know what we found is that the most important aspect is community, that you have a circle of like-minded women who will inspire you. And then when you're experiencing those moments of fear, perhaps like recently, the market went down, or maybe you experienced that initially when COVID, where the market went down more than 30%. Those are the people who are going to lend you accountability and support and keep you on that path. And so I didn't want to take up a lot of time because I wanted to just give you a sense of what the everything that I've discussed are a result of what I've learned by for years now, really training and coaching thousands of women now in Wealthy You. And the women that achieve the most success really apply these concepts. And so if you want to learn more, certainly look in my bio. I want to invite you, though, to join our free WealthyU community. And if you want to learn more, and I also want to invite you to our next masterclass. Our next masterclass is the Legacy Wealth Retreat Intensive. It's an all-day event, and we have some amazing speakers coming. The theme of this masterclass, and we give these masterclasses every quarter for our members, and you can also join even if you're not a member. The theme is Level Up. And so we have some amazing trainers coming. Joining us will be the founder of the Black Career Women's Network, Sherry Sims, and she's going to be sharing how you can level up to lead like a boss. We also have one of my good friends, Jandy Turner. She is CEO of Acuity Events and has really grown an events business from starting out just teaching her friends how to play golf. And so she's written a book, The Business of Golf, and she's going to be sharing how you can level up on the links. And then we have another phenomenal trainer, and it just happens that we're on LinkedIn, and that's exactly what she does. Her name is Adrienne Simpson, and she is going to be sharing how you can level up on LinkedIn. So really, really excited about that. And then we have one of our actual Wealthy You Society members who's going to be sharing exactly what you need to do to level up your profile. She's going to share her story on how she was really able to position herself for her next opportunity, and what you can do to really position yourself as well. And then finally, we're going to be hearing from another one of our WealthyU members, and she's going to be talking about how she was able to uh, level up her income sources and to really be able to accelerate her financial growth. I'm going to share my screen so that I can hopefully, yeah, I'll go right to the website. If you want to learn more, you can just go to wealthyumasterclass.com, wealthyumasterclass.com. And here are all of the speakers that I described. Jandy Turner, who'll be talking about leveling up on the links, the business of golf. And she really gives you insight. If you've never played golf, if it's something that you desired, you're going to be able to walk away from this really with insight into how you would approach it. And then, of course, I mentioned Adrienne Simpson, who's going to be talking about the LinkedIn pros, and Tamika Smith. And the other thing is we have a lot of fun at our retreats as well. So the event happens on March 12th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'll make sure that we include the links on this registration. I'm sorry, on the page that you're looking at on this post. And I look forward to seeing you. So thanks so much for joining me for our Lunch and Learn, the secrets of financially successful women. And I hope to see you on next month's Lunch and Learn. I also want to encourage you to watch our new program, Get Wealthy, on the Black Star Network. If you haven't seen our first episode, it was so amazing. Certainly, I'm biased, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Please follow me here on LinkedIn if you want more information on what you need to do to accelerate your financial growth. I'm Deborah Owens, founder and CEO of WealthyU, where we help high achieving women build their first investment portfolios to 7 figures and beyond. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to hearing your comments.